Hey everyone, this is Slickbrick. Welcome to another exciting LEGO news video. Today we are talking about the next wave of LEGO Speed Champion sets that surround Ferrari, McLaren, Pagani and Porsche, and how well do these cars stack up next to their real-life counterparts. 4 more LEGO Speed Champion sets are due to zoom on the shelves on March 1st, bringing with them 5 different cars. A Porsche 963, a Ferrari 812 Competizione, a Pagani Utopia, a McLaren Solus GT, and a McLaren F1 LM. They are another different mix of body shapes, classic and modern cars, and color schemes, but are they accurate and authentic recreations of their source material? That's a question that will ultimately need to be answered by reviews. But even with just official images, we can get a general sense of how well they've translated the real-life cars into LEGO bricks. Ferrari shows off its 812 Competizione with metallic yellow body paint on its official website, but the LEGO Speed Champions team has opted for the more traditional Rosa Corsa hue for set number 76914 Ferrari 812 Competizione. You can see images of the car in those colors here, but even comparing it to the yellow version, it's easy to see where the LEGO set's strengths and weaknesses lie. The printed headlights introduced in 2022 are doing wonders for the car. For example, while the use of slopes and wedge plates along the side of the body gives it the depth and texture opened up by the switch from 6 stud wide to 8 stud wide cars in 2020. The construction around the tail lights and rear bumper looks spot on too, with inventive use of inverted studs. The lip beneath the front grille is perhaps just a touch too chunky, but that's as thin as LEGO plates go, so it's difficult to see a better solution. Altogether, the 812 Competizione looks like a worthy successor of Ferrari F8 Tributo and 1970 Ferrari 512M, another pair of excellent LEGO Speed Champions Ferraris. A car so new, it didn't even have a name when being developed by the LEGO Speed Champions team, the Pagani Utopia is a curvaceous and futuristic beauty of a mid-engine sports car. It's also the LEGO Group's first go at creating the Italian manufacturer's vehicle through the 8-stud wide lens, and on the whole it looks to hit the spot. Color choices are again a little alienating. The real car, which is limited to 99 units, has been presented by Pagani in a lighter grey, close to silver. But a varnished Speed Championship car is probably not in our future, and we already have 2 light grey sets on shelves in 007 Aston Martin DB5 and 2 Fast and Furious Nissan Skyline GTR, so dark grey is an acceptable alternative. More importantly, how well does 76915 Pagani Utopia capture those complex curves? Pretty well, thanks in part to the new for 2023 1x5 slope pieces behind the windscreen. The use of minifigure ice skates at either side of the front grille is inspired too, though perhaps the less said about the printed headlights here, the better. Their cartoonish design doesn't quite match the rest of Speed Champion's realistic aesthetic. The Porsche 963's design brings up memories of old classic racing cars, but it's actually a brand new vehicle that will make its public track debut at 2023's 24 Hours of Le Mans. Its name takes inspiration from Porsche's 956 and 962, both of which raced in the 80s, while its engine is based on that of the legendary 981 Spider. You won't find a tiny replica engine in 76916 Porsche 963 though. Instead, the LEGO Speed Champion set is all about recreating the dramatic differences in verticality, visible across the real car, along with its striking red, black and white color scheme. The general shaping works to a degree, and the fin and spoiler at the back are especially effective, while the colors are pretty much spot on. Where it falls down slightly is in those dramatic height changes across the wheel arches. Thanks to the limitations of the LEGO part palette and the angles of its existing slope pieces, those differences aren't quite as exaggerated as on the real car. But with respect to what is actually possible at this scale, it's hard to criticize this set too much. The McLaren Solus GT is unique among the Speed Champions 2023 lineup for being based on a car originally designed for a video game. The Solus was among the futuristic vehicles conceived for the Vision Gran Turismo program, but had since been made reality by McLaren as a track-only hypercar. It makes for what LEGO Speed Champions design lead Chris Stamp says 2023's most unique build experience. But does it look the part? At first glance, it's a pretty reasonable interpretation of the real thing, particularly given the dramatic curves and shaping of the Solus's bodywork. We need to allow leeway again for the depth and thickness of LEGO elements in creating the subtle shifts in pitch across the shell, while the curved slopes across the front edge of the forward wheel arches are probably the best compromise within the current part palette. This is maybe the most difficult of the 5 cars here to transform into a LEGO Speed Champion set, found in 76918 McLaren Solus GT and McLaren F1 LM, but the new windscreen piece goes a long way to achieve its unorthodox shape, as due to the 1x5 slopes behind the cockpit. While they're effective though, those pieces arguably do start to blur the line between brick build remedies and specialist solution. The most retro car in the LEGO Speed Champions 2023 lineup, the McLaren F1 LM, was produced in 1995 to honor the 5 F1 GTRs that completed that year's 24 hours of Le Mans race, one of which took pole position. Only 5 were ever built, so your chances of ever driving one are slim to zero. But hey, building the model included in this set is probably the next best thing. While the Solus was a tricky prospect to bring to the LEGO Speed Champions lineup, the McLaren F1 LM seems like a much clearer choice. Its relatively boxy rear end translates wonderfully to LEGO bricks, while its most recognizable paint job, bright orange, makes for a bold addition to the range. The most complex areas are found in the curvaceous cockpit and side skirts, but the LEGO design team has navigated both with varying degrees of success. The 1x5 slopes again come into play behind the windscreen, and they pair perfectly with a canopy to recreate the LM's distinctive cockpit. The slopes, clip and pedal elements all combined for the side skirts are reasonable too, although there is inevitably too much depth in the negative space. Again, a restriction of the LEGO part liberally, at least within the confines of this particular solution. All in one, I think all of these cars here look amazing, and I can't wait for these sets to be released so I can add them to my Speed Champions collection. To stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell notification so you don't miss any news about future LEGO sets. I hope you've enjoyed the video and hope you all have a good day. See you in the next one.